So we're in beautiful Revelstoke, British Columbia. Day one of our trip. It's first boys trip ever of going away and trying the sled country that Dad always likes. So put your seatbelts on. Actually, first stop was we gotta get diesel.
So a few years ago, AJ and I came out here to Revelstoke, British Columbia and rode with Yamaha's factory snowbike racer, Brock Hoyer, who was the guy who won the first ever X Games snowbike cross race. And that was our first introduction to snowbikes, and we had an absolute blast, loved it. It's been too many years since I've hung out with Brock, and we decided this year that with COVID restrictions easing a little bit, we'd come back out here and ride in the mountains again. Except this time we're switching things up a bit. When we were here the first time, he had just had his son, Deacon. Now, Deacon's a little ripper and has his very own Snow Scoot 200 that he rips up in the mountains with, believe it or not. So today we're gonna go out, we're gonna ride with Brock and Deacon and check out how the father and son duo does this and up in the mountains.
Yeah, when I had kids, I never pushed it on them. They just always seen Dad ride, and slowly, if they wanted to make that decision and want to ride with me, I have two sons. I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, and my 7-year-old Deacon loves coming with me. Loves anything motorsports, comes out in the shop. But then I have a 5-year-old Asher that could care less about a motor. You know, he'd rather slide and color, and that's fine. I've never pushed it on my kids. Deacon first started sledding. My oldest, he started out on a 120. And now he's up to a 200, and now I'm already looking at getting him a 400 Venom. You know, so it's, for me, it's like stepping levels and the perfect stepping levels. There's no gaps. It's like the perfect transition. As soon as he's too big for the 200, 400 fits him perfect. As soon as he's too big for the 400, he's pretty much ready for an 800. Yamaha's done amazing things. I'd like to have a mountain market that's a full line with no big gaps. Lots of leading industry companies have these gaps, and Yamaha has closed them all. When I come out and ride, I want to go do big jumps. And that's like, I go down, I can sleep at night because I'm like, yeah, I felt accomplished. Seeing him progress and to come out and watch him ride and do similar stuff, get a foot of air, I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's totally worth the drive out here to come ride Boulder.
Got the good high mark.
You did the wiggle. Man, he's a good little rider. You should see the GoPro video in there, it's gonna be funny.
Oh yeah.
He just took his own trail, I'm like, he's going for creek drainage. He got stuck, made it a bit wiggle, stuck. I pulled him down and he like took fresh trail all the way down. It's like, holy. He still surprises me.
He understands momentum. He can see he's got to keep moving all the time and he doesn't slow down.
Yeah. He still forgets once in a while, like he doesn't commit to stuff, but he generally gets the hang of it.
You said he's almost 7?
He's 7, just turned 7,
okay.
Yeah.
And so we're up here, we're riding with your dad, right? What do you like about riding snowmobiles?
I like it because it's fun. You can rip around and have some fun.
Yeah. Do you hit jumps sometimes?
Yep, sometimes.
Now, I was watching you ride out there and you seem to be able to go in the deep snow.
Yeah.
So who did you learn that from?
My dad.
He taught you, right? How come he knows how? Where did he learn it from?
Whenever he would go in the deep snow,
Yeah.
I would follow him, and sometimes he makes a line for me, and then I mess up and then I get out of them. And yeah, I learned it from him, so now I know how to keep around in the deep snow.
I even saw you put both feet on one side and side jump. Are you practicing that? Is that new?
Kind of.
Yeah. Do you want to ride bigger snowmobile when you get older?
Yeah.
Cool. So do you think that your snowmobile, your snow scoot, is teaching you lessons so when you get on a bigger snowmobile, you'll be an even better rider then?
Mm.
So you think it's important to have bigger snowmobiles as you get older, right? Yeah. Yamaha is the only one who can really do that, aren't they? So it's a good thing your dad works with Yamaha, right? So he can get you all the perfect sleds.
I got into motorsports, of course, any kid, right? You see your friends or older people have dirt bikes and you just want one. I had an uncle that was a professional dirt bike rider. He just said, you know what, it's a good thing, just start them out on something small. I kind of just was a trail rider, just your normal kid, backyard riding. My first YZ80 race bike, Yamaha, to our first local race. It was about an hour drive and I podiumed. The rest is history. I was hooked. I think motorsports sculpted who I am. You know, I loved it so much, I put every nickel and dime I had into it. I knew I had to do good in school to ride my dirt bike, so I did better in school so I could ride my dirt bike. And as I got older, I definitely had some path choices like we all do when we're teenagers of right and left and which way we're gonna go in directions, if it's gonna be big trucks and girls or motorsports and broke. And I chose motorsports and broke and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't do it over again ever. Now to be at the age I'm at and have my kid out with me, definitely stressful. Because I'm always thinking about him. You know, I don't want him to hit a hole or hit a tree, but he's pretty good, so I gotta let him have some room to learn. And to watch him pick up certain stuff that I'm like, where'd you even learn that from? Like him side saddling and kicking with his dominant leg. I'm just like, pro stuff, like how? So to see him each ride gain some confidence and become better in moto and sledding, that alone is a win. I started out on a Yamaha, you know, now being a father and a backcountry enthusiast, they make all the versions for sleds too for him from when he's literally can just walk to when he's a full-grown adult. So for me, I don't like having other stuff in my shop. Everything in my shop's either gray or blue, and that's all Yamaha. I think the biggest thing is showing my kid the right proper steps and being safe in the backcountry is number one. And it's so important to, for one, show them proper, but also and show them what we have and to keep the riding areas we have open. And this is God's country. Like, it doesn't get any beautifuler than this. Every time I come up here, I'm just like, I pinch myself because it's just unreal. It's beautiful. And honestly, some people will never see this in their life. I'm blessed enough that I get to come up here daily and see this. So, you know, it's definitely stuff you don't want to take for granted because it can catch up and pinch you in the butt. It's honestly showing them the safe ways, and the next generation is our kids to inherit this and love it and to pass on the things we've learned over the years as we've gotten older and as equipment gets better, and for them to share with their kids and so on and so forth. Well, that was a great day.
Well, you didn't need more.
Wow. Like